Joining us on the show, our next guest is a three-time All-Star, American League MVP, known as the Hit Dog, my man, Mo Vaughn.
How are you? Thanks for having me.
Big Mo, how are you?
I can't complain, bro. I can't complain.
Spring training is here.
Yes.
Baseball's in the air. I always love when that happens. How does it feel for you, having been through it so many times?
Just thinking about, man, you got to get ready. Like, you know, you got a certain amount of at-bats. You're probably figuring, the first couple weeks I'm going to be playing every other day. If you're a veteran, I'm going to play at home. And then there's that fine line where you got to start punching in, getting your 3-4 and being consistent with it. And it's funny, people don't realize in spring training, you don't see a lot of breaking balls until late in the spring because everybody's not sharp. And you try to, you want to hit those, you want to hit behind the counter. There's a lot of things that you got to do. So the intricacies of it are pretty good. But that's where you're at when you're hitting wise.
It feels like one of the big storylines in spring training is now this Yankees-Red Sox rivalry. Again, as J.D. Martinez gets signed by the Red Sox, the Yankees traded for Giancarlo Stanton coming off this run to the ALCS. You, of course, played for the Red Sox and played for the Mets. Who was the tougher media for you? Was it Boston or was it New York?
I think Boston was tough. It was the toughest. I've always said it's a lot easier when you have two teams. And I think, New Yorkers are just so pretty matter of fact of, what are you doing for me? Are you playing well or not? We don't care if your hair is orange. We don't care where you come from. If playing well, you're going to get a hand. If you're not playing, we're going to get booed. Whereas I think in Boston, we had one when I played. So, you had the reporter that's the beat guy that's his father lost the championship. And then, he's lost the championship. And, he's digging, he's digging at you because it's become very personal.
Cutthroat.
So until Sox won, I think they were the toughest place.
You guys had a couple of good teams there in the mid-'90s. You won AL MVP in 1995, went to the postseason. Did you think that year could have been the year you guys broke through the curse and won that World Series?
If I look back really, there was never any curse. We just weren't the better team. That's just how I look at it.
Did you feel like that team though could have done it?
I don't know. Listen, we all had great years. We went from last to first. We all knew I was new to the playoffs. I went to the playoffs. I went 0 for 13 because it's a totally different game, totally different pitch game. Not a lot of experience. But I just the Red Sox finally won when they were the better team, as they should.
We got a question from Daniel who says, ask Mo what his favorite pitch to get a hit on was. I always loved seeing somebody hit an 0-2 breaking ball out of the yard. It's like, here's my pitch, here's my punch-out pitch. Oh, wait, there it goes over the wall. Did you have a favorite pitch to knock out of the ballpark?
Fastball.
Just turn on it and rip it.
Listen, Daniel, I get it. You're right. You snatch somebody down 0-2 in the count and they're breaking ball. It's a gratifying feeling, no doubt. But you don't want to be in that situation, number one. And number two, it's nothing like, making effortless contact with a fastball.
Must just be destroying that baseball must be just the best thing ever.
It feels good.
When you were coming out of spring training, or coming into spring training rather, did you have to get yourself into shape and the cardiovascular stuff? Or had you been working on that, like leading up to it, or was it stop to go when you hit pitchers and catchers, and then you ended up reporting after that?
I usually come about 6 weeks early, and, you're working on your cardiovascular, you're getting in shape, but there's still nothing like going out there and getting your body in batting practice shape. That's a totally different thing. You find a lot of things happen, like that first couple weeks of the season. No one's really played 9 innings before. So there's a lot of different things that you're going to catch up on as you get in shape as a season because you don't do a lot of it in spring training.
You also played with Nomar at a time where he seemed superhuman. When you were watching him, approach the plate and handle pitchers and everything like that, did you think you were seeing somebody that was kind of cut out of a totally different cloth? Because he was amazing at that time.
Nomar was amazing because Nomar, people got scouting reports. Oh, this guy's got that. This guy's got this. This guy throws 97. This guy throws 87. This guy comes from, this angle. This guy comes. Nomar would get up there, take the first pitch he sees. I don't care if it's changeup, breaking ball, fastball, fork ball, and hit a double in the gap. It was unbelievable. He didn't care about the scouting report. He saw the ball in a certain place. He didn't care where he was in the count, and he hit it. He was amazing at that. He was unbelievable.
Huh. Mo Vaughn joins us here on the show. So that was unlike anybody you had ever seen.
It was unlike, people who had plans, Wade Bach took the first strike. Different guys do different things. Frank Thomas, all the guys that played in my era, we all did different things. Nomar, man, he just got up there. He didn't care where he hit in the order. He got himself set. That first pitch was in his zone. No matter what it was, he's going to put a good swing on it.
Was he too sensitive, though, to criticism in the media? Is that what eventually did him in?
I don't know if it's sensitivity. Listen, it's Boston. Boston's a tough place. He played through that era where we didn't win either. You know what I mean? So it's much still. The whole Boston player ownership, fan organization is so much different now because we got three world championships. I wish I could have played back then.
Yeah. You are heading MVP Collections, and you've dropped by and talked about this before, which is a premier destination for on-trend, big and tall fashion, inspired by you and the type of clothing you want. Products are made in the USA, which is awesome. And so how's it going with MVP Collections?
MVP is going great. You guys have been pushing it for me for a year plus now, and I thank you for doing that. But, listen, we're in 50 DXL stores. We're online. We're looking at some stuff globally in Dubai. We're working on our website. We got our own website. We got a lot of things going. So it's been a real success for us. We just want to be able to give the big and tall guy the ability to have the style and fashion like any other guy. And that's what we've been doing. I think it's working out real well.
Thank goodness you got that 95 MVP because All-Star Collections doesn't have the same ring to it.
No. MVP works good, right? I guess that was for some reason. You know what I mean?
MVP Collections works out great. And so you're right. I mean, when you're growing up and you're a young ball player, are you frustrated because there's nothing? You've always been a style hound. There's nothing that maybe you feel comfortable with because it's not in your size?
That's exactly how we got here. I'm a 2XT. I need a little bit more seat in my gene, and it just wasn't there. And then when you get into the whole process of it, you find that, they put this type of guy or this type of woman on the back burner. It's the worst fabric, the worst clothes, the worst style. And we're like, hey, man, what the hell's going on? Why can't we be like everybody else? And my partner Diane and I came up with a process. Now we're, I got MVP on right now. How I look?
Love it. You look great, man.
Jeans,
you look great. Black hoodie
nice
with little camo going on it. Got the gray jeans.
That's the same thing the guy walking down the street is wearing. So I think that's how this whole thing got started. We're looking to like I said, to revamp some things, make sure we get the product out there, listen to the customer. But we think we're doing well right now. We're excited for the future.
I will also say that you were revolutionary in how you wore your jersey as well and your pants because you were at the very forefront of wearing the baggier jersey and the baggier pants. At that point in time, you're coming up in the early 90s to mid-90s. Everything is still pretty tight. It's still pretty tight on everybody. And you're wearing the big baggy, pants and the jersey, and you just look different. So you always had that thing going on.
Listen, I want comfort. You know what I mean? And I think that everybody in that big and tall, market wants comfort also, and they want style, and I think that's what we're trying to bring to them. So we're very happy to do that, and looking forward to having a great year this year doing the same thing.
The website is mvpcollections.com. That is the destination for on-trend, big and tall fashion, inspired by the three-time All-Star and MVP of the 1995 American League, Mo Vaughn. Again, mvpcollections.com. Big Mo, it's always a pleasure to catch up, my man. Thanks so much.
Man, thanks for having me. Have me on again. I'll see you soon.
All right, man. Sounds good, brother. Thanks so much. Mo Vaughn joining us in studio this morning on the show. Love having him here on the show. Baseball is in the air, which we are all fired up about.